not have to be something that has happened to you. This can be anything you can imagine that would be your best day ever. Guys, listen. Listen up. I have a special assistant with me today. This is my husband, Jeff, and he is an illustrator. He has a degree in illustration, and he does this for a living. He tells stories with pictures. And so he's going to talk to you a bit about how you develop your ideas, how you come up with your ideas. You know, in class sometimes we tend to just kind of, we just start and we do something and we just make it. But with this, we want to work on starting with an idea, which this is our idea, the best day ever. And then we're going to brainstorm and start thinking about what do you imagine would be your best day ever. And then starting next week, we'll work on sketches. And then we're going to develop this through a process. And so Jeff's going to get us thinking and playing some games and going through the process of creating an illustration and telling a story with pictures.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you take over.
Let's take the notebook, if you don't mind, so we can kind of focus in on what we're doing today. Today we're going to do some exercises.
We'll have this back out in a minute.
We need some more. Oh, there's the
I've
paper.
got paper.
Okay. My name's Jeff. I'm Sylvia's dad. She calls me Daddy. You guys can call me Jeff. What I am is an illustrator. So what an illustrator does is tell stories with pictures. Can anybody name a famous illustrator? I know you can. I don't know your names yet, so I'm going to point. For pointing.
Dr. Seuss?
Dr. Seuss is one of my favorites. And in fact, this is what Dr. Seuss looked like. This is a painting that I did of Dr. Seuss. Okay?
The kids at this table didn't see, I don't think.
Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. Okay. So you have something in common with Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss started every single one of his illustrations in his storybooks with one thing. You know what that is? You were really close.
A blank piece of paper.
A blank piece of paper. And it became an idea that told a story. Do you think we would know what the Cat in the Hat looked like if all we had was this? No. So we have to come up with ideas to tell our story using pictures. Who's been down to the pillars down by the boulevard? Okay, so I did one of those pillars. A couple of those. I'm going to show you. Anybody seen this one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This was mine. And I wanted to tell the story of the history of Charleston. Now, I like to tell stories using people. So what I did is I went and researched and found pictures, some of the guys who helped create the city of Charleston. That guy there is Daniel Boone. Now, this guy is John P. Hale, and I loved his beard. So when I did my drawings, I made his beard really long. Because just like Dr. Seuss, I like to exaggerate things. Sure. So, before I started, what I did was what we're going to do today, and what we're going to do for our project, is what we call sketching. So, my first drawing of Daniel Boone looks something like this. Okay? Doesn't look like the final version of him. The final version looked like this. So what I did was do sketches. The first thing that came to mind, what did I think Daniel Boone looked like? And I used these original pieces, photographs and etchings of Daniel Boone and his friends, and come up with my final drawing. So I didn't just go down to the pillars and start painting on a wall or a piece of concrete. I came up with ideas of what I wanted that pillar to look like and tell the story of Charleston through these four guys. And now we have a history of Charleston told through John P. Hale, William Clendenin, Jacob Goshorn, and Daniel Boone. What we're going to do today is practice telling stories. And if we have time, we'll flip through more of my work that tells stories and all that stuff, and we're going to play another game that tells stories. But what we're going to do together is do an illustration on this big board, together. All of us are going to work together, and I'm going to do the same thing I did in all classes, right, Shannon?
Yes.
You want me to do the same? Okay.
Yeah, just quickly.
Yeah, we want to brainstorm more this session. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create an illustration on this big board. What I'm going to do is point at you. And I'm sorry for pointing, I don't know your names, so I'm going to point. So when I point at you, I want you to say the first thing that comes to your mind. We need a pencil.
No, it's that marker.
Oh, yes. So we're going to tell a story on this big board. So, once upon a time, there was a cat. Don't make fun of my drawings. But instead of... Are you laughing at my drawings? I said I was an illustrator. Alright, well, that's fine. But instead of arms, he had...
Ice cream. Steaks.
Steaks? You see how bad I drew a cat. You know I'm going to have so much trouble with a steak.
That's
So
the
this
funny
is a
part.
steak. Those are ribeye steaks.
Ribeye.
So he had steaks. You meant steaks to meat steaks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Right. All right. So this is a badly drawn cat. Once upon a time, there was a badly drawn cat, and he was walking down the street. All right, that's an easy one. I can do that. All right. So there's the street.
With elephants.
Well, I didn't ask yet. But I'm not he was walking down the street with ice cream cones. All right, so now you see how fast I'm drawing? I'm just getting my idea out on the board, which you'll be doing soon on paper. So he's walking down the street with ice cream cones. Do these ice cream cones have eyes? No? Okay, fine. He was walking down the street with these ice cream cones, and then he came upon, wait, I've already asked you. What's your name? Guy. What did he come into? He met this... A what? A guinea pig. Oh, man. Alright, so is it like a hamster, right?
Cute, yeah.
Alright.
They're very cute.
So it would be smaller than the cat. Tiny little tail, cute little face.
It doesn't have a tail.
Very
It
mousy.
barely has a
They have
tail.
little.
That little
Put it on mine.
They don't have tails.
Mine's
Big as a hamster.
There's the guinea pig.
Might as well
He
as
looks a little bit like a bald man. That's okay. I'm confident. I'm confident. Okay, so we have a really badly drawn cat he's walking down the street with ice cream cones, and he meets a really badly drawn guinea pig, and then somebody comes flying out of the sky, and who is it?
Obama.
Obama. President Obama? Okay, so...
You should have done Obama.
Is he anybody like super?
Yeah, Superman.
He's gotta be flying somehow.
Alright, so is he super? He's super? So
Yeah,
he's,
he's like a cape.
alright, so he's flying.
I think he would be a little offended.
He has bigger eyebrows than that. Alright, so that's... Obama comes in and flies in, and then the badly cat says something. What does he say? He says to Obama...
Oh, my bananas.
Oh, my bananas? Alright, he says, oh, my... B-A-N.
A-N-A-N.
Alright, so we have a badly drawn cat walking down the street with ice cream cones, and he meets a badly drawn guinea pig with a somewhat realized Obama, and at the end of the road, they all come down to the end of the road, and there's this sitting there on the end of the road, there's
There's my 8th birthday party.
your 8th birthday party?
Yes, my 8th birthday party.
What kind of party is it?
It's a birthday party.
Just making sure you remember it.
There has to be 8
Alright. Who says it has to be 8 candles? Don't count.
That's
And
one.
so
Who's the hardest? Math isn't his strong
the
suit.
cake was so big, it what? It's, who hasn't answered one yet? You haven't, right?
It farted.
Well,
It didn't do that. Okay, what?
it exploded.
It exploded. Alright, so what I'm going to do is we're going to go into some animation. Alright, and boom. We are done. So that's our story. Now, remember, this isn't my best drawing, as you can clearly see. What we did was, we created the story using pictures. We have, I'm going to volunteer. Okay, Jamie, right? I want you to go back and tell us what our story is.
Okay, so there was a cat walking down the street with steak arms.
It was a badly drawn cat.
A cat with steak arms walking down the street with ice cream cones on him, and he met a badly drawn guinea pig, and then they looked up in the sky and saw a flying Obama, and the cat said, "Oh my bananas," and they all came down to the street, and they saw Jack's 8th birthday cake, and it exploded because it was so big.
Exactly, and there we go. And I will erase this before anybody sees it ever again.
It's
Oh,
flying
it's documented.
Obama.
There's no
I like flying Obama.